movie at a very leveled rating towards it. Like on Rotten Tomatoes, they gave it a 70%, which is okay, I guess. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's that great. So I brought it down a little bit for me to a 62%. I was okay with that rating. I felt like I could have gone a little bit lower, but I feel like 62% is a very fair rating towards this in particular film, which I don't think it should have even existed. I think that they should have taken more time and more thought into making a really great film. So let's go ahead and jump on to the next film here, guys. So let's talk about the next film within the franchise, Terminator Salvation. So at the end of Terminator 3, we got the beginning of Judgment Day, the ending of the world, and now we are in the war between man and machines. So, and this is completely different compared to all the other Terminator movies. It is its own movie. I would have to admit, I would give credits to that, but the way I look at it is that this movie, it didn't really have a story to tell. It didn't really have any reasons for it to even have a purpose of existing. And this movie is directed by Mick G. And then we've got this is the only Terminator movie that does not have Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, because within that time, back in 2009, he was already running for governor of California, so he didn't have the time to go out and make any more films. But yeah, we got Christian Bale in here playing John Connor. Of course, we never had a legitimate John Connor. You know, we never had one actor to play John Connor being that character. So we got Christian Bale taking on the mantle this time. Then we have Sam Worthington. When I heard Sam Worthington for the first time when the trailer popped for this movie, I'm like, who's that? So Sam Worthington was just barely starting in the film business, and yet he's already the star of the film. Marketing his name already, and I'm just like, I don't know who that is. So then we also got Bryce Dallas Howard. We all know who she is, and she's replacing Claire Danes' character, Catherine Brewster, who is now Kate Connor in this. And then we've got Anton Yelchin, who plays the young Kyle Reese in this. And we also have Common in here. We've got Helena Bonham Carter and Moon Bloodgood. And I would have to say that this is an okay movie. I mean, I would have to say that it does seem a little bit more better compared to Terminator 3. Because, like I said, it is its own movie. It's not trying to be Terminator 2. It's not trying to be any other different type of movie, but it is being its own movie. But I'm a little bit disappointed by it, because if you look at the future scenes within the other Terminator movies, it's just so epic. It's so great. It's just so amazing. I was actually expecting to see that in this movie, and of course we're like nowhere even close to that. You know, where it's dark, where you get to see humans and machines fighting against each other. You know, laser guns and all that stuff. I wanted to see that. I want a movie of that. And this was not it. It was completely different. It took things to a different direction that became an absolute failure to the film. And Sam Worthington, he's part human and part Terminator. Within the movie, he volunteers to be experimented on, and is the first human being to have an endoskeleton of the metal Terminator inside of him. And I thought it was a pretty interesting idea. You know, there's no time travel within this movie, only the fact that we're only dealing with the past coming into the future now, instead of the future going into the past, or which was the present within the time frame. But on Rotten Tomatoes, they gave it a very low rating, which I'm okay with. It's a 33%. Like I said, it's an okay movie. It's a great movie to watch. But critically wise, I would have to say that this movie is just Fallout bad. It's just bad. I gave it a 48% for my rating. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 33. I gave it a 48. So that's the way I look at it. And it's just something that I was just disappointed with. I had high expectations towards the movie, wanting to see more. They said that this was going to be a first film to a 3-part movie. Like it's going to be its own trilogy. And I would have really loved to have seen how it all connected, going from this movie to a second movie to a third movie to where the ending shows Kyle Reese going back in time, and we're back all over again to part 1, where it just all connected into one big circle. You know, I would have loved to have seen that. That would have been so great. That was actually something I was looking forward to. But unfortunately, of course, they had several issues within the production of the movie, to which caused them to not go further with making other Terminator Salvation movies. So that's my ratings towards this movie. What do you guys think? You can always leave a comment in the section in the bottom, and we can have an awesome conversation regarding towards this movie or any movie in general. So let's jump off to the next and final film that I want to review for you guys today. And the last film, the one that I actually really do want to talk about within this whole entire video, is Terminator Genisys. Now, this movie was released the summer of 2015, and I was going through a personal situation at the time, and once when I had the opportunity to go and watch movies again at the movie theaters, Terminator Genisys was the first one I went to go and watch. And because I guess Avengers Age of Ultron was already out of theaters, and Terminator Genisys was just released out into theaters at the time, and I was so excited wanting to watch this. Why? Because one thing for starters is that we get Arnold Schwarzenegger back. Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can't have a Terminator movie without Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm sorry. You know, I like I said, I was okay with Terminator Salvation, and you know, there was a little bit of a cameo of Arnold Schwarzenegger, which wasn't him, but you know, a CGI version of him. But it just still wasn't satisfying. You need Arnold Schwarzenegger to be in these Terminator movies because it's what defines the films as what they are. It's already been 33 years now. You can't just say that this movie can work its way through without him in it. So yeah, like I said, we have Arnold Schwarzenegger starring back into this film. The director is Alan Taylor, and we got Jason Clarke in this, who is a recasting of John Connor once again. I think this is like the fourth one already. And then we got Emilia Clarke into this because Linda Hamilton, of course, she's gotten older. She still looks gorgeous, but is too older to play the younger Sarah Connor back in 1984. And then we got John Courtney. John Courtney, I mean, he's doing better within movies nowadays, but in this in particular movie, I thought that he was a terrible choice to be playing Kyle Reese. I just thought it was just bad. He looked nothing like Michael Biehn, and it's not the fact of him looking like him. It's just the fact that I didn't believe him being Kyle Reese. I didn't see it. I didn't like it. Then we also get J.K. Simmons into this, and I think J.K. Simmons is an amazing actor, and I'm pretty sure that there is an in particular reason as to why he's even in this movie, but of course we all know that it's not going to be identified at all because this movie wasn't a great success to further down the story into different other sets of movies. Just like Terminator Salvation, this was going to be the first movie to a 3-part trilogy. But of course, like I said before, it wasn't really too successful to further down the story. I actually, and you're gonna hate me for this. You're really gonna hate me for saying this, but I actually like Terminator Genisys. A lot of people would actually say that they hate it, but in my personal opinion, I actually love the movie. I remember when I first walked out of the theater, when I first watched this, the first thing that popped in my head is, this is the new Terminator 2, which of course I know I'm wrong, but you know, Terminator 2, it's so great. And like I said before, it is just like Terminator 3, trying to be like Terminator 2, and that's what makes Terminator 2 not so. It is a special and great and unique film, but its aspect of being an action film has already been overused, and I think that we need to see a more better, different version of this Terminator franchise. You know, something great, something that will gain our attention and wanting to go see this, like the same attention that we got when we went to go see the first Terminator movie and the second Terminator movie. We haven't had that much great success within these movies, but for me, I'd have to say I loved Terminator Genisys, and I would have loved to have seen what was going to happen in later films. But of course, like I said, it wasn't a huge success. It was, according to other critics and fans, it was a terrible movie, and I can understand from what people saw into this. But like I said, for me personally, I love the movie. Like on Rotten Tomatoes, they gave it a 26%. For me, I actually gave it an 80. I actually liked it. If you guys hate me for it, if you guys want to throw some, vicious comments at me about it, you can put that in the comment section. It's okay. I just think it was a great summer blockbuster film, and it opened things up. It opened questions up to wanting answers to different movies, to different more movies. And I love the idea and how they did it with Arnold Schwarzenegger, because yes, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger has gotten older, and I love the fact and how they said that he is a Terminator, a machine covered in human flesh. Human flesh ages. So I love that idea. That was great. I loved it. I mean, and that's one of the things that really lured me into wanting to watching this, because I felt like they had so many great ideas as to what they were going to be doing to this movie. I didn't like on how it set back in time. It was great having to see them reenact several scenes from the first Terminator movie, but I don't think that they should have gone back that far. I mean, why would you want to change the entire movie franchise when you could have gone back maybe to 1997 and make that its Terminator 3 instead of having the actual Terminator 3 that we do have now. I think that they should have just gone to 1997 and instead of going all the way back to 1984. So that's just my opinion, and I wish it would have been like that. But this is our Terminator movie, Terminator Genisys, and from my bad opinions towards the movie, it still doesn't change the fact that I gave this movie an 80%. For me, it's a great movie to go and watch. I know that they're not going to further on the continuation of the story, because it completely destroyed every single movie franchise within this franchise. But now we're going to be getting a newer Terminator movie that's going to be having Linda Hamilton coming back into this, playing the original Sarah Connor, and Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back too as well. And this is going to be the actual Terminator 3 that we're going to be getting. It's taking place right after Terminator 2, which is of course years down the road in present day. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I really want to see what they're going to be doing next. What's next? What's going to be grabbing our attention into seeing what this franchise has in store for us. So I'm excited. If you guys are excited too, that's great. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Terminator has for us in the future. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, this is my brother's birthday gift to him and for anybody who loves Terminator. So happy birthday, bro. Love you. And I'm Awesome Joe. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my videos. You guys are a huge inspiration to me for doing my personal hobby, because I love to talk about movies, but more importantly, I love to talk about them with you. So, and as always, stay awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.